This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is Not America's Sweetheart, Davian. And
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane.
This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Izzy B, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. I hope you guys enjoy the podcast.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the website. This busted show can interview all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube. Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Ale Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J. It is a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the It Girl, Izzy B.
Hi, how are you guys?
We are good. How is Izzy?
Izzy is fabulous, of course. I wake up every day on the right side of the bed.
Hell yeah. And Izzy is currently getting her Starbucks as well.
Yes, I am. My Wi-Fi went out, so now I'm just chilling at Starbucks right now. So I have to do decaf.
Unfortunately, Wi-Fi has not done my friend in the last couple of days as well. So we're in the same boat. Yeah.
It's the worst. It's literally the worst. Our life depends on Wi-Fi.
Well, where can we see the It Girl next, event-wise?
So event-wise, I'm going to be at 3X in March. And then I just did a loop in Texas. So I was just in San Antonio. And then I was just in Waco, Texas. So I'm kind of looking forward to doing another loop in Texas, hopefully in the future. I don't really have any set dates right now, but hopefully in the future, maybe this summer, I'll do another loop. And then I'm looking forward to going back to Minnesota and Wisconsin area and wrestling there as well. I don't have any dates set there, but hopefully I'll be back.
Hell yeah.
So we're working some dates out right now, but nothing's really set in stone.
All right. And where can we find Izzy B on social media and your merchandise?
So Izzy B, my Twitter and Instagram handle are the same. So it's real, REAL _ Izzy, IZZY _ And it's the same for Twitter and Instagram. And I do not have a Facebook. Just putting that out there. I do not have a Facebook. I know some people do. I am not one of those people that have it. And then merch-wise, I have T-shirts, can koozies, 8x10s signed by me. And if you're interested in purchasing any of those, just send me a DM. Hopefully I'll get a little link set up in the future where you guys can just purchase that right off of the website. So everything's in the works.
All right. Now let's get in, and you don't have to go looking for it. All of the links to all her social media will be in the description of the video below or on YouTube and Castbox.
Perfect, thank you.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into it. You work for World League Wrestling and EWA. Can you tell us about your relationship with those companies?
I did. They were super cool to work for. They brought me in, and I did a couple matches for both of them, and it was a lot of fun, honestly. I really hope that I get to work for them again. I've just been super, super busy lately, and I've had to kind of step away for a little bit because I'm doing school. So I'm doing probably about one booking a weekend. And hopefully when I'm done with my classes, then I'll be looking at maybe 2-3 bookings per weekend. So hopefully, but they were a lot of fun to work for.
Okay. And more recently, you wrestled Maggie Lee, who's making a name for herself on the independents as well. Can you tell us about your experience wrestling Maggie?
Yeah, Maggie's great. I love working Maggie. We both came from the same school, Black and Brave. And it's really cool just to wrestle. We call each other brothers and sisters. So it's really cool to wrestle a fellow sister of mine at Black and Brave. And it's fun. It really is. We think alike and we're both relatively like the same height. So it's kind of, we're wrestling like twins a little bit, you know?
Right.
So.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you actually got injured in 2017, your leg, no?
Yeah, so when I graduated high school in 2017, I was like, peace out, parents. I'm gonna go be a pro wrestler. And I left my little small town in Minnesota. I grew up in like a small town of like 2,000 people. And I left and I drove to Davenport, Iowa. That's where I trained. I trained in 2017. It was a 3-month program. And at the last like 4 weeks, I tore my ACL.
Ooh.
So I was able to continue. They let me continue because I wasn't in pain. I was working safely. And I wasn't a danger to anybody in the ring. I ended up tearing it, but it was weird because I was like fine. Like I was able to work out. I was able to, wrestle and stuff. So I really wasn't, a danger to anybody in or out of the ring or to myself. So I was able to modify my practice matches with the certain moves that I could and couldn't do. And then I was out, I'd say once I graduated, I got surgery right away. And I was out for probably like a year and a half. And I made my debut in 2019, like summer of 2019. It was a long journey.
What was like your headspace, when you got into it? Because, obviously you just came out of, training at one of the better known schools, and then, immediately, an obstacle.
Yeah, it was very bittersweet. I was just feeling so defeated at the time because like I worked my butt off through training because training is very vigorous and it's tough. It really is. And then just to have that kind of come crashing down at you. But I remember talking to Seth, my coach, and he said, honestly, like this is, if you're going to get injured any time in your career, this is the best time to get injured because I just trained. I didn't really have a name for myself. I haven't wrestled anywhere. Like no fans have seen me or what I could do. So yeah, I kind of went with that. So it was kind of like a blessing in disguise. I mean, nobody asks to get injured.
Right.
So, but if it's gonna happen, have it be right after training because I haven't, I have nothing to, I'm not the world heavyweight champ right now. You know what I mean? Like I can't. It's not. I don't have that. I just am a girl that came out of training, so it's a little better for me. I don't have a bunch of weight on my shoulders that I gotta depend on.
And then you said that you debuted in December of 2019. I'm assuming, you had like a good maybe 6 months of action before the pandemic started?
Yeah, I did. And oh my gosh, when the pandemic started, I was working so hard and I was getting bookings everywhere. And then the pandemic happened and it was like, oh my gosh, it was like another thing that happened again. It was like, come on, are you serious? On the road for me. And then after that pandemic kind of got over, I started wrestling here and there. And then I ended up taking a hiatus for about 2 years. I needed to find who I was without wrestling for a little bit because all I knew is like, I'm Izzy B. Like, that's who I am. I needed to find who I was inside without wrestling. And I did. And once I got in a really good headspace, then I was able to come back and start wrestling again, which I'm doing. And I'm happier than ever right now.
That's fantastic. This is, so we're on Izzy B Take 3, no?
Yes, we're on Izzy B Take 3. I love that, actually.
Well, I believe this was in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. You wrestled Missa Kate, who is, right now on NWA TV. So what was that
Yes.
experience like?
I love wrestling Missa. Missa is so creative and she's so nice. And she's really, I mean, at the time I was still like a new girl, even though being in the business for, 2 years prior, you're still new, especially everything that I went through. And she really kind of put a helping hand out there and kind of like guided me along and helped me out through the match and definitely setting it up and being there after and kind of like coaching me up a little bit. She's great. And then I got to train with her. I went to freelance one day. They invited me and I trained with her and Lainey Luck and Blair Onyx for a day there. So it was a lot of fun.
You mentioned, you trained with three, not so small names on the independents. Right there.
I know, but they're great. And I traveled with Blair Onyx for a long time. When I was injured, when she was living in Davenport, she would invite me and I would go to a lot of shows with her when I couldn't wrestle. And she's another Black and Brave sister, Sisters, yeah. We love it. So we're one big family at Black and Brave. That's one thing I gotta say.
That's awesome that, you kind of have that connection. It's, maybe not know each other, but you still, you come from the same house, so to speak.
Right, definitely.
All right. Now, can you tell us about that time you were Batgirl?
I'm sorry, you cut out.
Oh, can you tell us about that time you were Batgirl?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that, when I was Batgirl, oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Okay, so I was at ballet because I had come back. I was cleared from injury, and I'm like, I want to get in the ring, but I'm not. Like, I want to be a part of the show at SCW Pro, but I wasn't trained up yet. I was still, like, kind of, getting my ring rust off. So they had me on the show as a ballet, and I was working with this other wrestler named Mcbride, and I was kind of like a Miss Elizabeth character to him, as like he was kind of like a mean dude, or like, I don't know, a bully, and I was like that nice preppy like Miss Elizabeth, like just like a pretty girl, dainty, kind of like a lady. And I was the only one that like dressed up on the show. I remember it was like our Halloween show. I was like the only one that dressed up. I had pink hair too. Like it just did not look. I did not look like Batgirl, but I loved it. It was so much fun. And in that specific moment, he was going to take the QC Cup and hit Steve Manders with it, and I took it out of Brady McBride's hands because you don't do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I went to hit Steve with it, and Steve ducked out of the way, and then I ended up hitting Brady McBride. So I got in pretty big trouble for that.
Well, I believe that was like one of your first proper rivalries, because that led to you refereeing Braden's match, which, let's say, you didn't necessarily call it down the middle when it came to him.
No, I did not. I definitely, he had it, the way he treated me through that entire storyline, he had it coming to him when I reffed. So he thought he was in the clear and he was going to have the upper hand and the advantage with me reffing, but he did not.
How do you kind of view that time as being his valet? Was there anything that you kind of learned in that time that helped you when you finally did get back in the ring?
So when I was a valet, being a valet is very hard because at times, like, you don't know what you're supposed to do. You don't know if you're supposed to help out the person that you're valeting for. At times when they're, desperation and they need somebody, or if you're just, going to play it safe and just be there and, be their cheerleader. But what I took away from being a valet is just listening to, how do I put this into words? Listening to the crowd, listening to what they want to see, and just kind of seeing the action. I mean, I I was the front row. So it was kind of cool to see that. And to take away, you know, in those times of desperation, they really pulled through. They really pulled through, and when you think that they're done, they're not done. So I got to learn as well, being a valet, even though most people would probably disagree, but I mean, it's really nice. I'm that front row seat, and I get to see everything.
Now, you mentioned doing a loop of Texas recently. You know, Texas has some of the best female talent out there today. So, what was that experience like doing a loop of Texas?
Right. So I was originally booked at Lone Star Pro, and I wrestled Mia Friday there not too long ago, and she's so sweet. I love her. We had a lot of fun in that match. And then I went to the Wrestle Shop in San Antonio, and then I wrestled Misty Marks there.
Oh yeah.
And she was great too. She was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot from both matches, and that's honestly all you can take away. As long as you have fun and you learn, that's the most important part of it. You never want to walk away from a match being upset. Win or loss, it doesn't matter. As long as you learn, that's what you keep going forward.
And shout out to Misty, friend of the show.
Yeah, shout out to Misty. We love you, girl.
Yes, we do. You know, going back to your time as Batgirl, Batgirl fan?
Yeah, Batgirl fan.
Well, tell us your love of the DC universe.
Okay, honestly, I'm a Marvel girl, but that Batgirl costume was so cute, and I had to get it for the show. But I do love the Marvel universe. Although I'm not caught up with like anything, so don't quiz me on it. Because I watched like, I'd say the first two phases like religiously. And I did when I didn't like my parents didn't have Wi-Fi when I was in high school, so I would just like rent the movies and just like watch the movies over and over and over again. Yeah, like old school. Like my small town, it was like way old school. So yeah, I'm definitely, I love Iron Man. He's my favorite. Robert Downey Jr. He's always my favorite. So.
Well, you said you're only in phase 2, so you haven't seen phase 3?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know the different phases. I don't know, because like I'll watch one here and there, and don't quiz me on it, honestly, because I'll be like, oh yeah, I watched that one. Well, that's not in the right order, but okay, I watched it.
Well, currently we're on phase 5, and if I'm being honest, you're not missing a lot.
That's what everybody says.
If I had one recommendation, I would say watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That was
okay.
a banger.
I watched the last Guardians of the Galaxy, and it was awesome. But I did not watch any of the Guardians of the Galaxy prior. But the last one was so good.
So you started with part 3, but you didn't see part 1 or 2?
No. My boyfriend's all caught up. I'm not. My boyfriend's a fellow worker. His name's Robin Steele. So I met him at Black and Brave, and he's all into the Marvel stuff. So he'll just be watching a movie, and then I'll just like watch it with him. I'll join him and watch it.
Well, that does bring up, what are the advantages and disadvantages of being in the same profession as your significant other?
I mean, the advantages is that I always have a training buddy. You know, it's just me and him, so if we just find a ring somewhere, we have a training partner. We think alike, and we're, you know, if one's down, the other one lifts the other person up. So you always have somebody to like critique you on your match right away. The disadvantages is that like even though we're, I'm a female and he's a male, we're kind of still a competition, and regardless, it's always a competition with one another,
Right.
So, but it is nice to always have that person with you that actually like understands what it's like to be a professional wrestler and what the business is like, because a lot of people don't like get it.
I get that.
In a wrestler's perspective, the hardships that we go through sometimes, it's a little bit like behind the scenes.
Well, other than who you're currently with, you do have another romantic interest in the Corn, no?
Oh my gosh, no. Cornboy was like literally obsessed with me for the longest time. He would like, I had my matches and he would like make signs and like run out. It was so embarrassing. But what's so funny is my nephew, I have a nephew, he loves Cornboy. Loves him. Yep. That's his favorite wrestler of all time. It's so funny. But yeah, no. Cornboy is over me, thankfully, and we have gone our separate ways.
Alright. Now, pray that you never come encounter with love, though.
I know, huh?
Alright. Now, you were a part of No Way Jose's Congo line on Raw. Can you tell us about that experience?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, any opportunity that I get from WWE is a great opportunity, and you should always take it, because you show up and you're just respectful and you just kind of go through the motions and work for them, and you never know what can happen with that. So just always come with a bright, smiling face on and just do what you're told and do what they brought you in for, and do a good job. Always give 110%. And it was great. The atmosphere was awesome. And it was definitely like where I would love to end up in my career in the future, hopefully. So it's definitely something that you get brought in as an extra, and it's just an affirmation, or like it reaffirms you like, yeah, this is definitely what I want my end goal to be.
Are you talking to anybody backstage? Is anybody giving you advice from WWE?
No, I kind of just kept to myself, shook hands, said hi, and that was really it. I didn't really go out of my way to talk to anybody, just because I wanted to remain respectful. And I know that, it's busy back there anyway with all of the production and stuff, and then they have their own stuff that they have to worry about. So I just didn't really want to get in the way.
I think the question everybody wants to know, how was the catering?
The catering was great. It was great. So we'll put it at that. It was really good.
Alright. Now let's get into our next segment, and that is Izzy's Bizarre Adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the road, so weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's another wrestler from Black and Gray. Her name's Valentina Loca. And
Yes.
every single time I rode with her, we got in a car accident once, but like a minor, it was a minor one. Like we were able to still go to the show. We accidentally hit an entire family of raccoons once. It was so, I know. And then there's another wrestler that, I don't know why, but her name is Kaylina Keen, and she's also from Black and Brave. And every time I wrestle her, I am so sick, so beyond sick. I don't know why. I've wrestled her probably 4 times, and all the times that I wrestle her, I tell her, I'm so sorry, but I am not feeling good. And so it's like a running joke that we always have. It's so funny. But other than that, I really just don't have any crazy stuff. I mean, I've been very, very fortunate with my car rides, and I've definitely gotten there safe and sound all the way back.
Well, it's great that you've made it safe and sound, but it doesn't seem like it was safe for the raccoons.
Not the raccoons. That was my first ever like show that I went to and wrestled on outside of like SCW Pro. And yeah, I feel really bad. We were like screaming, we're like, ah, in the car for like a good 2 minutes. And then Valentina was like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I'm like, me too. We didn't even see him because it was like 3 a.m. out. It was so funny. And like both our moms would call us like one after another to make sure that we were both doing okay. It was a good time.
Well, can you tell us about making your way down to the ring, if you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, okay, so you know Corn Boy, right?
Yeah.
So Corn Boy comes out before my match, right? And he has like canned corn sometimes, or like corn on the cob, and it gets everywhere. It's so annoying. Sometimes it's so annoying. So I told like security, I'm like, can you please like clean this up? Because I'm going to slip and fall. Because I always run in my entrances, like John Cena style. Like I'll run, and then I'll run onto the apron like Miz style. And it was so funny because it was like raining out, and in order to get to Gorilla, we had to walk outside through backstage. So we had to walk like a little tiny bit outside. And everybody was telling me like the ramp is super slippery. The ramp is super slippery. So I walked really slow down the ramp for my entrance, and then I was like, thought to myself, oh, I got this. So I took off sprinting as fast as I could because I was in the middle of my entrance, and I slipped on that corn juice that nobody cleaned up. And yeah, and I recovered so well from that.
Well, it definitely was a viral moment, for better or for worse.
It still is viral.
Hey.
That's something that's going to stay with me for the rest of my life.
You won the main event at WrestleMania, but here's this small clip.
Yep, here's the small clip. This is what she has.
It's kind of like your Becky Lynn's River Dance clip.
I know, it kind of is, huh?
Yeah. Alright. Can you tell us about your love of Sailor Moon?
Oh, I love Sailor Moon. So I never watched Sailor Moon as a kid. I was more into Pokemon and like Generation 1 Pokemon. Like you had to go on a Cartoon Network and watch it.
Right.
And then Sailor Moon, my friend got me into Sailor Moon. And then I just fell in love, and I love buying t-shirts and stuff. I don't watch it that often anymore, but right now, anime-wise, I'm trying to watch Fruits Baskets, but I just don't have any time. And now my Wi-Fi's out, so I can't even watch it. So I would say my top 3 animes, Sailor Moon, Naruto. I have to say Naruto because it's like one of the best ones. Oh my gosh, Demon Slayer is like my favorite thing right now.
Oh yeah.
And Pokemon, of course. Demon Slayer, my favorite, I have to say, right now.
Well,
My favorite character.
Oh, continue.
My favorite character is Rengoku. He's like by far my favorite. So rest in peace, Rengoku.
Right. It's So I'm assuming Mugen Train is your favorite arc.
Yes, that is my favorite arc for sure.
And did you see it in the movie or did you see it afterwards?
So I'm trying to think. I think I saw I saw it in the movie at first because on Crunchyroll or when they had Funimation, they brought out the movie first, and I watched the movie, and then I ended up watching the episodes. I think the only thing that was left out in the movie was like the first episode.
Yeah.
For the first two, yeah, just that one. So Mugen Train's my favorite.
It kind of gets a little, watching that first episode with Rengoku, gets a little melancholy knowing what happens afterwards.
Yeah, it gets a little sad. I can't believe that they had to do him dirty like that. Like they should have kept him.
Well,
We didn't even get to see him that long.
But look at how much of an impact he made in that short time.
Right, you're right. That's what I was saying too.
And, as much as, I hated too, I wish he had survived, I kind of understand why he didn't survive, because Tanjiro is obviously going to take his place as the Flame Hashira.
Right, I see that. Yep, I agree.
And we just, are you caught up on Demon Slayer?
I am.
Okay, so how did you feel about the last season? Nezuko being able to talk now and being the sun.
Yeah, I thought it was dope. I loved this last season, and Demon Slayer just keeps getting better and better.
This last season was okay. I think the emotional depth only came to the last like 2-3 episodes.
Yeah.
And my main problem with it was no one knows Skin knows Zenitsu.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people were really upset about that.
Yeah. But my personal favorite arc is the Entertainment District arc. I thought that was just a banger.
That one was really good too. That one was really good.
No.
Although I like the first arc too.
Oh yeah.
That one's a really good one.
It definitely set things up to be, you expect, oh, can it get better than this? And then, it gets better.
Right. Right.
I never came closer to crying than when Tanjiro fought Rui in the woods.
That was a really good fight. His story's so sad though.
Rui or Tanjiro?
Rui.
Yes.
Yeah, his story was really sad.
But that's my favorite part of Demon Slayer. Like they make the villains so evil that you hate them so much, and then when they ultimately get defeated, you see why they are the way that they are, and you kind of feel sympathetic towards them in the end.
Right. No, yeah, you definitely do. You do.
Right. You mentioned, Sailor Moon, not watching that as a kid. Sabrina or Usagi?
Usagi.
Oh yeah.
Yep. It throws people off. And I'm like, oh sorry, I didn't watch it as a kid.
Right. And if you're there was a third name in Canada as well. Her name was in Sabrina.
Oh, what was it?
It was something it wasn't Sabrina, but it was something, a different rendition of Sabrina. And whenever anybody says that name, it kind of throws me off.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, because the different dubs.
Oh, yeah, I see now.
It's definitely worth a Google of, all the different dubs. Especially if you like the bad dub actors, Google the different actors that played certain Dragon Ball Z characters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Great. Now, you were in a dance group. You were actually very competitive, no?
Yeah, I was a competitive dancer in high school.
What was that experience like?
So, I wanted to be a wrestler since I was like 11 years old. And so I like Googled everything. Like how to be a professional wrestler, you know what I mean? Like just like regular Google stuff. And I came across this video from Eve Torres, and she said like you wanna if you're in high school, you wanna do something that makes you like athletic, which is like join basketball or join dance or join, volleyball. And so I joined dance team because all my friends were on dance team at the time, and I did it because I wanted to be a pro wrestler. Like it comes full circle, but I just never like tell anybody this stuff. So yeah, and all my friends were on dance team, and it was a great group of girls, and we went to state twice. I don't remember what we placed though, but it was a great group, and I had friends for life. I texted my coach, my dance coach, not that long ago, and she's doing good. They just went to state again. Like last weekend they did. So they're still doing great.
That's great. And I love the fact that, it was something that you pursued because of pro wrestling.
Yeah. So I know it's everybody's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I had a plan.
Did you learn things through dance that did ultimately help you in your wrestling training?
Yes. Oh my gosh, like 100%. So like dance is very intense. So is wrestling. Although it like when you look at it as a fan in both ways, it's completely opposite of each other. But it's very similar because you're in front of a crowd. You have to perform for a certain amount of time. And it's you get tired. It's a lot of highs and lows where you have a lot of breaths, and then you have some big moments in there where you get really really tired in the match or in your dance number. It really got me used to being in front of a crowd. That was the main thing that I kind of took away. It really did get me used to being in front of a crowd. So
Okay. Now, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but you almost died on a carnival ride?
no, I didn't.
Hmm.
Where did you find that? I don't know where did you get that? That's not me.
Sometimes my research goes way too far, and sometimes you
No,
just read into things.
I almost died. I want to say like I almost died. Okay, so it was my senior year, and we from Minnesota. Obviously, I've said it like 1,000 times. So there's this little like river that you can go tubing down. It's not like tubing behind a boat. It's just like floating down a river. And we were like, okay, we got this big group. It was 4th of July, I think. We just went floating and floating and floating. And we had miscalculated how long like the actual like river was going to take, and we ended up getting lost. And it was pitch black outside. There were like beavers swimming in the river next to us. It was scary. And our parents, like I was missing for like 6 hours. I was floating in the river, and it was pitch black. So it was all of our friends, and our group got separated. And I literally led the group, and I'm like, we're gonna just climb through these woods. We're all barefoot, and so we were treading, and like I remember the mud was all the way up to my knees, and there were like rattlesnakes. I didn't know there were rattlesnakes in the area. My dad told me that afterward. So, and then I ended up going through the woods and going to like this little road, and I saw the first car, and I was like, all covered in mud, and I'm just waving my hands back and forth like for somebody to help us. And then it was one of my friends' dad, and he stopped us and picked us up and took us, and a cop met us because apparently they reported us missing. And they said if we would have been gone an extra 30 minutes, they would have sent the state patrol out to come and find us. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's little small town stuff that happened. So yeah, no, you were kind of close, a little, but no, I was lost on a river.
Okay.
And I was like, I have to make it out because I'm going to be a pro wrestler.
Definitely in the category of bizarre adventures for sure.
Yeah.
Alright. Can you tell us about your love of Animal Crossings?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm an OG Animal Crossing player. Like OG. So I got it. My sister had a GameCube, and we got it for the GameCube. And like me and my cousins, we would play. That was like the only game that we played. That and like Mario Party and Mario Kart. Got an N64 as well. We play like Pokemon Stadium 2, like 007, WWE No Mercy. We would play on it.
Oh yeah.
So, but we liked Animal Crossing the best, and we would play that all the time. And then I got Animal Crossing for DS. I did not get New Leaf though. I was so busy at the time with like dance and theater I was doing and homework that I just didn't have time or money to invest in like a DS XL or a 3DS XL, whatever it is. So I never got New Leaf. And then I got New Horizons, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like the best game ever. Oh, and I got City Folk 2 for Wii as well. I remember that. I played that one mostly, but the OG, those sound bites from the original Animal Crossing are just so nostalgia. They are. So yeah, I'll ask if somebody's like, oh, I play Animal Crossing, I'm like, are you an OG player or is New Horizons your first game? And they'll tell me. And then I'll give them like tips because like I know all the ins and outs of it.
Do you have the pro wrestling memorabilia in the game?
No, I don't think I do. I haven't logged on in a long time.
What's the name of your island?
Meowland, and I have all cats on my island because I'm a cat lover. I love cats, so I got all the cat villagers on my island, and everything's like cat themed.
What is the native fruit to your island?
My character?
No, the fruit that is on your island.
Oh, the native. Okay, so I have apples, but I have all of the fruit.
Okay. You searched for the other fruit.
Yep, I got everything on my island. I have a 5-star island.
Hell yeah. And who is the most annoying character?
I don't have any annoying characters because I got rid of them all. So every character that I have on my island, I 100% love. Like, there's not one villager that I don't like. I love seeing them.
Okay. Because you got rid of all the ones you didn't like.
Yep, I got rid of them. Although I had to get Stinky, which Stinky's like the luchador one. He's probably one of my favorite characters.
Oh, yeah.
And so I could not find him at all. So I ended up just caving and buying his amiibo card.
Okay.
So yeah, he was my last villager that I had to get. So his amiibo card was like $5 on Amazon. I'm like, it's worth it.
Alright. I believe that will bring us to the colossal question. Let's say they're making a movie about you. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first 3 songs on your movie soundtrack?
Oh my gosh. That's hard. Okay, I need like Okay, I will probably do like Hall of Fame by The Script.
Okay.
I would do that one. I need a Lady Gaga song. Let me think. Trying to think. I would do Va Va Boom by Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
And then I would do 3 songs, really?
Yes.
Trying to think of a good Lady Gaga song that I love. Yeah, I would probably have to do like Just Dance by Lady Gaga.
Oh yeah. Alright.
Yeah.
That's a solid 3 picks to say the least.
Oh yeah.
Now that we got the soundtrack down, then we write the script because we all know you get the soundtrack first and then you write the story. And then
Right.
you go to casting. Who plays Izzy B? And you can't say yourself because you are obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo. And just so you know, nobody is off the table. CGI is a thing. We could make it anybody you like.
Margot Robbie.
Hell yeah.
I love Margot Robbie. She's great. You'd have to make her a little taller though, but that's okay.
I don't think you need CGI for that. Just some camera angling.
Yeah, but I think she'd be great to play as me.
Definitely. Alright. Now who would now that we have you casted, every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people significant to you and your story that would be in your movie, and who would play them?
I don't know. I don't know. I can give you the people, but I can't give you like the actors for supporting because like I have no idea.
That's fine.
Okay,
You can
okay.
leave it to casting.
Okay. So we'll do my boyfriend Robin Steele. Obviously we're gonna have to do like my coaches. I guess that they can all count as one person.
Okay.
And then we'll have to do my mom and my sister because they've supported me through this. And that's it. And my cats. That was more than 3, but I had to do more than 3.
That's completely fine. I limit to 3, but if you want to add more, then you absolutely can.
Right.
Alright. It sounds like a great movie. Margot Robbie is the main character, so obviously it's going to be a blockbuster. And you could pre-order the tickets now.
Oh yeah, definitely, please.
Now onto a controversial subject. Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
Okay, so I've had pineapple on pizza and it's pretty good. Am I gonna order it? No. But if somebody has like a pineapple pizza, I'm not gonna complain about it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you lean more towards pro.
Yeah, pro. Like I'm not gonna order it. It's not my top thing, but like if somebody orders one pizza and it has pineapple on it, I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna complain about it. Like I'm not a hater.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What's your spirit?
People get more.
Oh, continue. I cut you off.
People get more mad because I put black olives on my pizza. And people are like more mad about that. And I'm like, I love black olives. They're so good.
People are very particular about their pizza toppings.
Yeah, they are. They're ready to fight.
Oh, yes. There are a few people that I've talked to that are willing to throw fists for pineapple on pizza. For and against.
That's crazy.
There was actually a wrestling event where the whole basis of the event was people that are pro pineapple versus people that are anti pineapple.
That's so funny.
Yes. It was a very controversial show, to say the least. What's your spirit, Pokemon?
Okay, I have a couple.
Alright, go ahead.
Bulbasaur. I love Bulbasaur.
Okay,
And Eevee. And Squirtle. Those three.
keeping it in the OGs.
Yeah. Yep. Keeping it OG. Although I do like Tinkaton a lot.
Okay. Now,
I do like her.
we love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show. Do you know the acronym for THUG? THUG.
I don't.
T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for Jill, because a Doug can't spell. We love the late great Tracy Smothers trying to keep the memory alive on the show.
Oh, definitely. I love it.
Now, the weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview, hopefully, would you consider wrestling a Rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical Rock.
I mean, if The Rock can throw fists, then yeah. But if not, it'll be an easy match.
Okay. Well, just for context, there is a wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a Rock for over 15 minutes in a Kingston Man match. That's an Iron Man match that lasted for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yes. And he did not win either.
That's funny.
Yes. Right. On to a more serious topic. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Honestly, just still kind of grinding and doing my thing. Hopefully, you never know when a good opportunity is going to come up. So just stay positive and stay hopeful. And that's all you can really do, and just be prepared at any time. That's the best advice that I have for myself and for anybody else out there. Just always be ready and stay positive. You never know what's coming your way, and it's going to be probably at the most random time when you least expect it. So just be ready.
And what is a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off what Izzy B is all about?
All of my matches, of course. All of them. Anyone you can get your hands on.
Alright, well, I will go on YouTube and I'll grab an Izzy B match, and I will put a link to it in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox, for anybody that hasn't seen it, wants to see it, wants to re-see it after this interview.
Alright.
And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
Yes.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
John Cena.
Worst wrestler.
Pass. I'm not going to answer that because there's no such thing as a terrible wrestler.
Well, we will give you the default answer. You have chosen Eva Marie.
Okay, can you repeat that one?
Yes, you have chosen Eva Marie.
No! There's no such thing as a bad wrestler. No such thing. Everybody brings something to the table.
Your main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
Becky Lynch.
If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Probably like Michelle McCool's, and Michelle McCool would also be a WrestleMania dream match for me because I love her.
Alright. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
Alive.
We would have also
It's alive.
Continue.
No, you go ahead.
We would have also accepted taste great on toast. Squash, vegetable or fruit?
It's a vegetable.
It is indeed a fruit.
Is it? I did not know that.
Yes, it has seeds. Tomato logic. But you're a part of Squash Squad now, and that means a hell of a lot. New Japan wrestler Tai Chi. His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay, so
whatever people are comfortable with, you do you.
Okay. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
No, I have not.
And that is the correct answer. And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Perfect. Thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. We like to keep it interesting for our guests. And once again, where can we find all things Izzy B on social media?
Twitter and Instagram handle is real, REAL _ Izzy, IZZY _ Real Izzy B.
And people can DM you for merchandise, correct?
Yep, that is correct.
And you don't have to type it into your Google machines. All of the links to all her social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox, simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Buy a damn shirt.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, but on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us every Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews. We got WrestleMania weekend coming up, hoping to do some interesting news for that, for sure. So keep to our social media at Wrestling with E for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and more information on what we're doing for WrestleMania, both on Thread, X, and Instagram. And you can follow me personally at JamesJ993. Alright, Izzy, when I say wrestling wit, you say entertainment, okay?
Okay.
For Airways special guest Izzy B, Calico Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.